What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to cover my favorite triple option RPO in Madden 21. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads come your way here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are looking to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault Update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being run by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. So head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website, and you can opt out at any time. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We're going to be talking about my favorite triple option that exists in Madden 21. And this is actually a video that I did last year as well when RPOs were introduced into the game. This is going to be the gun Y trips offset RPO bubble Y pop. Now, if you guys have been with me for a couple years, you guys will remember this from my Jacksonville Jaguars offense that I ran at the beginning of Madden 20. This was actually my favorite offense in the game until the 1-4-6 kind of took over the game. Now, the good thing about the 1-4-6 this year is that you can kind of avoid it by putting in a running back at your slot receiver position. This is a way that basically when people see this, they know that it's an audible down threat and they won't call it because it can get weak boxed by two running back sets or ace personnel or jumbo or goal line. You get the drift. The more running backs and tight ends you have on the field, the less likely somebody is to call 1-4-6 against you. The other really good thing about this play is that this play actually will attack 1-4-6 as well because of the way that the triple option will work on this play. And really, I mean, it's kind of a quadruple option if you think about it. The reason that it's a quadruple option is that you've got the tight end running his Y pop, hence the name bubble Y pop. The second option on this play is your bubble screen, meaning that the player that is guarding the nickel corner guarding the slot receiver is also a player that you are reading and can be in conflict. The third option is obviously if they have a light box, obviously you just hand the ball to the running back. And fourth, we're going to add in our fourth option, which is our quarterback with the escape artist, and he can scramble on this play as well. So let's go ahead and kind of take the field and talk about this play. Now, depending on the defensive formation you face, I'm going to go ahead and respot the ball here. You might have two players with an indicator over their head. You're looking for a player that has a P and a player that has an R over their head. Sometimes you'll only see the P icon. That's the case with most formations, but sometimes you will see a second icon appear. Now, the way that I typically will read this play is I'm going to read the user. Now, depending on the defensive formation, the user kind of varies. But more often than not, you're going to find that somebody's going to user the inside linebacker. So as you kind of focus here, this is the guy, if it's an AI player, you're going to read him. And the reason that you read him is that if he takes a step down, what ends up happening is the tight end is going to be left open in the seam. If he drops back, you can either scramble with the quarterback on your escape artist, or you can hand the ball to the running back and run it as an inside zone. So you're going to see right here that, you can obviously hand the ball off. Obviously, you want to have better stick than I have there in that situation. You're always reading the player that has the P icon over their head. If they bite down, then you can, throw the ball to the tight end. If not, you can hand the ball to the running back, or if you don't like the look trying to hand the ball to your running back, you can scramble with your quarterback. So you see here how this works. I'm using my escape artist trying to scramble around. You see how we get the bubble blocks and the RPO on the outside. This turns this play into a pretty good triple option style play. Now, if they line up in the box really aggressively, you see something that looks like this. You have an uncovered slot receiver. On this play, you're just going to throw the ball out to the slot, get your block on the outside. Hopefully you get a better block from your receiver than Des Bryant just gave me right there. And you can turn this into a big play. Another thing that I love about this is that, depending on the formation, you can also flip the strength. And now you have a situation where there's no P icon. This is an opportunity for you to just throw the ball straight to the tight end off the line, and you can go because there is no player standing over the top of him. Now, when it comes to playing a user in this type of defense, obviously they tend to, play the run on that run fake. So you see if they take that step down, you can also throw the ball to the tight end. That's kind of the look that I've been looking for here to start. Now, let's go ahead and get into the main meta. I've just been kind of running this against random defense. Now I want to talk about what you're actually going to see online. So when it comes to playing online, obviously you're going to get a lot of people that are going to sub in safeties at safeties at linebacker in the nickel 3-3-5, and they're going to audible down into the 3-3-5 wide. And more often than not, that's going to be the Mike Blitz 3. So when it comes to this play, again, we are running the gun Y trips offset, which is 4 to 1 side. The other good thing about this is that you can't run match coverages against this because you have the rule of 4 that we've talked about on this channel before. So the running back to the right, a slot receiver, an outside receiver is your third option, and then your tight end is 4, all to the right of the quarterback. So match coverages like quarters and palms can kind of get screwed up. Some of the cover 3 match principles will struggle a little bit as well due to the numbers on the right side of the quarterback. So now let's go ahead and kind of talk about what people are going to do. They're obviously going to pinch their linebackers. They're going to shift their defensive line one way or the other. They're going to do the Mabel trick, which is, I haven't set zone depths for this, but they're going to play, a deeper zone like a cloud flat or a 25-yard blue zone. And then they're going to play something shallow in the flat, like either a hard flat or a 5-yard curl flat. So you're going to see this Mabel style coverage. And this guy is kind of the gap shooter, right? They kind of hide out over the middle. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave this guy blitz just to mimic because, as you can tell, he is the player with the P icon. So if the user on this is shooting, which everybody shoots the middle in the nickel 3-3-5 wide to stop the RPO, this is what leaves your tight end wide open off the line. And then you can air truck if you have a big enough player against that free safety, and you could be off to the crib. So this is something that is very, very difficult for the nickel 3-3-5 wide Mike Blitz 3 to handle, simply because it has that user player is the one that you're reading. And that makes this actually easier because users are a little bit more obvious with their intent. In terms of the gap shoot, they'll offset. I mean, you see this all the time. Every single day you load up, you're facing this defense. They're either here, or they're here, or they're here, or they'll shift their line and they'll hide, here, or again, here, or here. It doesn't matter which way the defensive line is shifted. They are going to be the player that you're reading. And if that player tries to shoot straight through that gap, you're going to throw the ball right here and then try to air truck. And then once you do that air truck, you're going to be out for the 1-play score. This play is an absolute nightmare for this because now you're in a spot where, let's say that you're running this defense, go ahead and kind of run it this way. And just for the record, this is kind of a preview of the next installation of the spread offense. I have been working on a comprehensive spread offensive game plan here on gridirongameplans.gg. We started off with 2 hours of content out of the 2x2 spread set, such as the spread flex, the doubles Y flex, doubles Y flex offset. There's several formations, and we broke down 2 hours of content out of that. Then I transitioned and brought in 3+ hours of content out of the spread ace formations, like ace offset, ace slot offset, wing slot weak, wing slot flex, and the wing slot offset. There's a lot of different ace formations that are really, really tough to defend out of this. Then I followed up just last week with the doubles installation. So your doubles offset weak, and then some of the other 2x1 type looks with doubles personnel. Now we're going to be transitioning into some of the trip stuff, and this is something that is kind of a sneak peek as to what's to come on the website. So again, here with this, let's say that your opponent is tired of getting beat in the seam and they decide, let's go ahead and guard the tight end. So I'm going to mimic that with the user. Now at this point, all you're going to do is pull with the quarterback, and now you've got blockers straight down the field. So this is a situation where even if they want to gap shoot, let's say they want to gap shoot, and maybe they man up the tight end. Let's say that they're pretty good at this. Maybe they do something kind of crazy like this, and they create a pretty good look that's set up specifically for this look, right? So maybe something like this, and they want to shoot that gap. Well, if that throwing lane isn't there and they shoot that gap through the middle, you're going to go ahead and pull, and now you're still off to the races. And again, you can kind of see why this is a quadruple option. I can hand the ball to the running back, I can pull with the quarterback, I can pop to the tight end, or I can pop it out to the slot receiver. We faced a few people, and I'm starting to notice a trend in the community right now of people that are loading up on the edge. You know, I've seen plenty of this where, you know, you're going to get, you know, maybe something that looks a little bit more like a cover 2 on this side. Maybe you, you know, kind of play something like this, you know, hybrid coverages like so, and they're trying to guarantee pressure with this. More often than not, you're going to get something that looks like this in terms of how they're trying to guarantee the pressure. They're going to hide like right here. And if you see this is not a setup that you can make either, because you can throw the ball out to that bubble, assuming again that Dez Bryant does his job, which he is 0 for 2 on doing. But you know, if they want to sneak this nickel corner in off the edge and try to blitz him, that's a prime opportunity for you to say, you know what, let's get this bubble screen out there. And Dez Bryant just doesn't want to block. But again, you're going to get better blocks out of better receivers with higher awareness than what we're seeing right there. So again, 4 clear options: running back, quarterback, tight end, slot receiver. This is a very, very difficult formation to blitz either up the middle or off the edge with this. Now, one final thing I kind of want to talk about on this play is on the outside. This is a rarity, but in the event that you still get press cover 1, so cover 1 robber, on the outside we have an option route. And let me go ahead and get into it here. You're going to notice that this option route can run a variety of things. So let me go ahead and call RPO bubble wide pop again. And if I play press, you'll see here that we've got basically a hitch fade combo. You're going to see here that if we run it, he tries to run the hitch against the man coverage. Unfortunately, I wish he would run the fade against the bump and run. But if they play press, that's obviously, you know, a hitch that's a little bit harder to throw. If they play off coverage, you could go ahead and just say bang, throw the ball right there on that. So if you're getting a lot of off coverage, this is something that I would recommend that you try to throw as well. Now, when it comes to the Mabel coverage, so if I were to set the 5 and the 25s on this, so go ahead and set these up. This will kind of round out our video. If they're setting the true Mabel with this is going to start to lead into some other concepts that are going to work far better out of this, which is going to be the bulk of the installation that's coming on the website here over the next week or two. But you can kind of see how this formation kind of stacks up. You got some interesting run concepts: inside zone, counter trade, power O, which is a good run, by the way. The dive is a little bit different. It's an ISO blocking scheme as opposed to an inside zone. That's something worth talking about. That RPO read Y flat has some interesting stuff to it. But in terms of, you know, actually running this play, the RPO bubble Y pop, if it's a cover 3 shell and they're, you know, setting it up like this, let's go ahead and kind of show you here. So if they're running the double Mabel like this, you'll notice that the option route again runs that hitch. But the problem is that the 5-yard setting is basically there to kind of play that. So really the only time you're going to be able to throw that against the cover 3 shell is when they decide that they want to blitz off the edge. And even if they have like a 5-yard setting on the outside and they want to, you know, try to guarantee pressure, you can still throw the ball instantly to that player. So you can go bang right there and you're still going to pick up 7-8 yards on this. So, you know, you can kind of read that outside linebacker on this play as well. He's kind of a read man, even though there's no icon over his head. So in terms of how this guy is playing, you read him and you say, okay, if his first step is down and inside, we're going to go ahead and throw the hitch. And you can see right here that he'll spot up. You can throw that, possession, catch it. And that's a decent 7-yard route. I mean, you see right here just how that looks. Bang, throw it right out there. And if they decide to run a cover 2, and again, I know that we're getting a little bit super deep with this, but if they want to run a cover 2, the only issue here is I got the zone drop set, so he's going to drop really deep. But against cover 2, you're going to want to throw the fade over the top of the cover 2 shell on this play. So, you know, if they're playing more of like a hard flat style cover 2, which is, I can't really, let me go ahead and go Tampa 2 and then protect the sticks. Let me see if that'll make them play a little bit different here in how they play. But if you can hit that cover 2 window, you know, throw the ball into that window, that's kind of what you're looking for right there on this play. So, you know, just kind of be aware there's a lot of guys to read. You can read the outside linebackers, you can read the slot corner, you can read the actual read man, which is the middle linebacker on the play. You can run the ball at the running back, the quarterback, the tight end is wide open in the seam against the main metas. And if they want to blitz heavily off the nickel corner side, you've obviously got a wide open bubble screen. So again, this play remains my favorite quadruple option in Madden 21. If you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below as well. Subscribe here to the YouTube channel so you don't miss an upload. Hit that notification bell. Definitely check out gridirongameplans.gg, especially if you like this video. We'll be having our trips installation coming in the not too distant future to go with over 7 hours of spread content. Again, this is the best offensive playbook in the game for dealing with the main metas, whether it's 3-3-5 wide, big nickel over G, the 2-4-5, the 3-3-5 odd, you name it, there's an answer. This is the best playbook in the game to deal with anything that could possibly be thrown your way. And I contend that is the only playbook that has a clear answer to every single defense that you could possibly face while not being forced to audible down. That is the most important part. This is a pure shotgun offense that can deal with all the main metas that you see. You will not have to audible down into your I-form formations. In fact, there are no I-form formations that aren't goal line in this book, but I promise you it'll be the most fun that you've had all year. So definitely go check it out. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.